I know some people know about creative directing. I know I don't. So, could you tell me exactly what you do as a creative director?
As a script director, it just depends on who asks me to do what. There's times where I'm with the artist and they want me in the studio with them while they're making music, and I'll be there and I'll listen and I'll give suggestions. I'll tell them about the parts that work. There'll be times when there's a photo shoot or a video where I'm the one getting an idea or concept for the video. Whatever the case might be, it really just depends. But basically, I'm just to kind of be like the overseer of the creative process and make sure that the final product has quality and it's good for the audience too. So I'm kind of there to make sure the quality's good and to make sure that it's going to be entertaining for whomever sees it and unique too.
Okay. How did you get into creative directing?
I got into it by when I first came to Atlanta. About two or 3 years ago, I think I was 17. I started interning for Adrian Ashford. She's a wardrobe stylist, and I started wardrobe styling. And I guess that's when I began to see the different careers you can have within fashion and during the photo shoot and stuff. And I just started saying like I kind of like wardrobe styling, but I love creative directing. Like I love doing that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I love I just love being in control. I guess I was just like really like being in control. I love being in control of everything and telling everybody what to do. That's just the fashion part. Like I want to be able to tell like the photographer what to do, the fashion what to do, like everything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And come up with ideas. So that's how I probably did it. Yeah, a dream let me do a few things for her. I think like probably the first time I did it was I think she let me dress Sierra for a fashion show during Black Gay Pride, I think in 2010 when Sierra was here. And she let me dress her, and I think that was like the first time that I was kind of like, ooh, this is fun, exhilarating. Even though I was wardrobe styling, it was still creative, and it still was me kind of like putting out an idea that was in my head, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first time.
Okay, well, speaking of Sierra, I saw on your blog that you've worked with a lot of big names. What was your favorite project that you've worked on so far?
Man, that's kind of hard.
You can pick more than one.
Okay. Okay, if I could pick more than one, I would say for different reasons, I loved working with Yellow Wolf because Yellow Wolf was my first interview that I booked. He was the first person that I emailed. Could have told me, hell no, I'm not interviewing. Like, you can't interview me. He was the first phone interview. Like, I stuttered when I was asking my questions. You know, that was my first thing. I was just really, I guess what I kind of pride myself on now is that I don't get any gimme interviews. I go book them, I talk to managers, I talk to publicists, to get my interviews.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was the first time that really happened for me. And now, thinking on it, I love working with J Davies, like this group, like this electric R&B duo.
Mm-hmm.
And they like toured with Prince, and they were on Ellen DeGeneres, and I used to love them in high school, and like I used to like dance around and like cry to them in high school, and then all of a sudden I'm interviewing them in like my living room, and that was just like, wow, I love this moment. I think more recently with my homegirl Iggy Azalea, who I interviewed, and she really blew up recently. She was on Fred Hilton, Vibe, Complex. She's really been getting like a lot of steam for her music. She's like a white female rapper from Australia,
Mm-hmm.
and she's getting a lot of steam from her music. And I loved talking to her interviewing her, just because I got to see her from the ground up. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I got to see her when she only had like 2,000 views, and they were all like her friends, and now she has like 500,000 views, and they're all because of Fred Hilton is like, you know, co-signing her. So that was just really cool to see. I guess it kind of put like a hope in me and put a kind of like inspiration in me to see that too, you know.
Okay. Well, from your blog and from your Twitter, everything that you sent me, you're a writer as well. What all do you
Right.
write?
Well, of course, I write interviews, you know, the articles, and I write all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do creatives in with Art Nouveau and Green Vine and Creative Loafing. I got a chance to, and some more people coming up this year. I'm really like hyped about, like not this year, but next year. I'm really hyped about. I get to write more like editorials with a lot of opinion, and I have a lot of opinions when it comes to art and pop culture and politics and social media and how people think. And I guess I'm mainly a thinker, and I get to write about the strange ideas that are in my head and try to like put it in a 500 to 1,000 like word article.
Mm-hmm.
So I write like speech articles like that, and then also this year I'm excited because I'll also be able to share how I write creatively when it comes to storytelling, and I have books that are coming out, and I'm talking to publishers and talking to different ways to market myself as an author.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of new and inventive for our generation, for authors to market themselves. But yeah, I just want to kind of show myself as a creative writer too, a storyteller too. That will be shown in 2012.
Wow, that is, as a fellow writer, that is very exciting. I completely understand how, like you said, you really want to market yourself and show yourself off. So that's very exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you.
And I want to tell you this too. Like, I think how old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay, so I wanted to like tell you, like, I think that how you're going about like writing and doing interviews and stuff, like, I think that's like super innovative to do it that way, and I think it's important, especially if you want to be a writer and you want to do whatever is your ultimate goal in your head, or whatever you want to do, like ultimately do. I think it's a great way to do it because you kind of get a unique perspective and you become like more invaluable.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of good people who can write. There's a lot of people who can write, but to me, I think like interviewing different people and talking about subject matters that are really specific to your likes and dislikes are ways for you to kind of go to the audience that's like unique for you.
Mm-hmm.
I want to use the process while I reached out to you because I was like, oh my God, this is kind of like what I was like doing or what I am doing, and I was like, oh my God, but if she's in like Atlanta, let's show love.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So, if you had to choose between creative directing or writing, not for the rest of your life, of course, but just like which one do you prefer? Like which one would you say is more of a passion and the other one would be more of a hobby, or just, I guess, if you had to choose for a career, which one would you do?
Well, neither is a hobby, but right now in this like juncture of my life, I would choose writing because with writing, you have no budget. If I want a car to blow up and then the car turns into paint and the character gets lost in the paint and that's the story, and then each scene is the character getting lost in a different painting, or whatever the budget, whatever my imagination can get, I can afford for my writing to go there.
Mm-hmm.
So creative direction, a lot of times, especially like working with the artists I'm working with, I know like Ro.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you featured him.
Mm-hmm.
Like even working with him, it's kind of like I have like a really like I have a million idea and I have to like bring it back to like $1,000 idea, or I have to
Mm-hmm.
I have to budget myself, and that's one thing that's kind of like I don't think discouraging, but just a little bit off-putting about creative directing as of now because the budget is not there for every single artist. Even more established artists don't want to produce something that's super expensive because they may not be as concerned about the visuals as I would want them to be.
Mm-hmm.
And not invested as it, but when it comes to writing, it's like there's no idea too expensive because I can always afford to type and I can always afford pen and paper, God willing, and like so that's where my heart is. That's what I've been doing for the longest too. Like when I was younger, doing like writing classes and stuff like that, and making perfect scores on like standardized tests for like writing and stuff. I was always really skilled at it, and I always loved it. I was always able to express myself better through writing. Like even talking to me now, like talking to you, I'll probably like would stutter, like stuttering, like and try to like figure out which word I want to use. But in writing, I think to be as eloquent and as smooth as possible, and I can go back and re-edit it.
Mm-hmm.
So I love writing the most.
Would you ever consider going like maybe into movies or television or since you're into visual arts, would you ever like to try to combine, like maybe produce and be a creative director on a TV show or a movie?
Yeah, most definitely. Like, I know that when it comes to writing, initially, I don't know if you heard 3 Month Art, Corey David.
Mm-hmm.
I started off, my first thing was writing was I was editor-in-chief for that magazine, and I'm also editor-in-chief of that website, and I think with that work with Corey, he was doing the J for Junkie, and I think he just released this thing with Mop 5, the Cocoa Leaf. He's just such a visual person, and to see him kind of giving me tips on just seeing him create a movie, seeing him create a video. I would love to get into film. I would love to tell stories. I think it's all. I don't really. To me, from interviewing somebody to writing a story to writing an interview to a fashion editorial to a movie, like it's all kind of connected to me. So I would love to just be more of a creative force and necessarily be kind of shot focused in one lane. You know, I'd love to be like, wow, I was just a creative person who you want to call when you want a creative idea, and yeah, I'd rather it be more like that. So yeah, definitely film and anything creative where I can express myself and get these like wacky ideas out of my mind and onto something more official and make money off of it. That's my that's my goal. That's why I pray for every single night a little bit more. But there's always with this like even if it's a rapper, it was like once I like had the studio time, like I was making album, like I was making records every single day. Or if you're a writer, like write every single day and like still like the poetry if you don't publish it, because it's all kind of like you always kind of want to like honor like your creativity and stuff like that, and you never know, like that poem might a piece of the idea from that poem might end up in your next article, which might be a cool story, and then before you know it, it's like wow, yeah, people will be like, oh my god, like Katina has like a really unique voice, and I want to read her writing. It's not even necessarily about who you're interviewing anymore. They just want to read your stuff,
Mm-hmm.
do what you want to do. But yeah, that sounds super cool. I'm excited to see like what happens with that.
That was really good advice that you gave. That's going in the interview, definitely. I know a lot of people who could definitely use that. So that was really good. Tell me about Rapture Johnson and your blog.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, I was editor-in-chief for Greenmont, which is a really successful indie blog that focuses on pop culture and independent culture, and I do stuff for Art Nouveau and Art Blur in there, and I do stuff for creative loafing, and I just thought it was about time for people to kind of I don't know, I guess it was like half arrogance. I guess I just think I'm so interesting, and I think that I have so many ideas and such a good taste that I was like, I want to have a space where people can kind of see purely where I'm coming from, and not just in one post, but just really go to a place where, when I'm listening to, when I'm watching, when I'm inspired by how my day was, what writing I'm doing, what project I'm doing, particularly like creative directing. I just want a place where people can just go and kind of get updated on me and see what I'm doing, and just really kind of I hate like the term, but really I guess like brand myself, and of course I go like by Blondie Johnson, but like just Rapture Johnson is really like fucking creative place where I can kind of be just kind of be like an artist. I know like you probably can relate being in school, you kind of feel like two people. You feel like an artist and you feel like a student robot.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess like Rapture Johnson is a place where I can really be an artist, and I really can be as creative and as experimental as I want to be. Hopefully more people will get into it and like read it and be like, wow, I want to come back and I want to do what he's doing, and I believe in like his taste in music and fashion and film and stuff.
Mm-hmm.